Morning, everybody. Today we're talking about cornering. So, almost never have to stop right here. So, as important as it is to go straight, you also have to turn. And there's a few different ways that you can turn. And I'm going to go through different scenarios where it's just a small turn at a low speed, and then we're going to go into higher speed turning and what works best. So I'm in a neutral riding position. I have a turn coming up here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little bit of a lean, and that's going to be more with my shoulders. I'm not going to turn my handlebars at all. The only time that I will turn my handlebars is at low speeds. Because, I mean, we could get into the physics of it, but basically the gyroscopic effect makes it so that when you lean on your scooter, it will turn. So I'm just going to drive my feet down to make it turn. So I'm not actually leaning left to right, as we can see. I'm leaning left to right with my shoulders. It's not doing anything. But if I push my left foot down, I pull left. If I push my right foot down, I pull right. And we're going to keep that same concept throughout our low speed turning. Okay? The reason that we do it with our feet is because we're going to stay stable, and using our handlebars, like we've talked about before, is primarily just for stability. So we don't want to turn with our handlebars. I think we should just rename them stability bars, because that's really what they are. Okay, so I have a left-hand turn coming up, and what I'm actually going to do is drive my hip down. That's going to make it so that I can take this faster and tighter. So we start with that first little concept of driving that foot down. And once we drive that foot down and lower ourselves into that position, we're able to rotate our hips. This right here, that turn I have wiped out on before, but that turn I'm able to take at about 35 to 38 miles an hour, which doesn't look fast over the camera, but when I was turning the wrong way before, I would have to let off every single time and lose precious little bits of speed. Now, we don't want to go full throttle through every turn. There's a concept that is slow in, fast out. So when we enter the turn, we go slow, we let off, and then right through the crest of the turn, we're going to apply our throttle again. So doing this is going to give you more stability and more control, and it's also going to make it so that you're riding your scooter faster as a whole. So when we do have those tighter turns, or even with smaller ones like this, we want to practice slow in, letting off the throttle a little bit, and then fast out, where we apply full throttle again. This helps you to set up a steady line that you're following on your scooter, and it helps you to be more secure in your turns. That way, when you get out of your turn, you're not like freaking out because, oh no, there's a truck right in front of you, you know? So, first step, let's just recap. First step is driving our turns with our feet. That is our primary way that we're going to be turning with basically all turns. Okay? Then, when we have those higher speed turns, we're just going to crouch down a little bit, lower that center of gravity. Lowering that center of gravity is going to allow you to take those turns a little bit tighter, which is more fun, honestly. But it's also more stable for you when you're turning. Now, I'm going to go up this hill, and then I have a right-hand turn that is low speed. With this one, I will use my handlebars to turn, only because it's at low speed. That is the only time we want to do it. If you use your handlebars to turn in higher speed turns, it's a recipe for disaster. So, excuse me, just going to do a slight rotation. Very, very slight, that's it. Slow in, fast out. And that is the basis of cornering. I want you guys to try, when we're cornering, to remember, just drive those feet in and then use your hips when you turn. So if I have a left-hand turn, I'm going to drive down my left foot because it's my forward foot, and I'm going to bring that hip towards the center of the turn. And it's the opposite for a right-hand turn. I'm going to drive down my rear foot, crouch down, and I'm going to drive that right hip over. You can try doing it with just rotating your shoulders, but you're not going to get as much response out of your turning if you do it that way. So, slow in, lower that hip, fast out, and then we can straighten up again. Practice this on the normal turns that you have whenever you go out on your scooter, whether you're a commuter or you're riding for fun. This is going to help you a ton. And I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it did, and I'm not upset about it. So that is all that I have for today. But it is a very important lesson to learn. So let's recap it again, because, repetition is good. Drive with your feet, lower your center of mass, and then move your hips with your turns. Do not yank on your handlebars when you're turning. That's how I snapped my stem on my first scooter. It's no fun. And just try things out. Push yourselves a little bit. Your legs might get a little bit tired when you're cornering like that, but it's totally worth it. All right, y'all have fun. Be safe. Make good choices. Have a great day.